Alright, this video is going to be it's not going to be out of character for me, but it's going to sound a lot more motivational than it actually is. Like, I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to motivate you. I mean, I am, but that's not the purpose of what I'm about to say. What I'm about to say is a literal fact, and it just so happens to be motivation, which is amazing, I guess. But anyway, the fact of the matter is that being one of the elite has never been easier. Being someone who's like at the top, being like a mover and shaker, being someone who can achieve greatness has never been easier than it is in this world, like in this generation. Because of the fact, there are really two main reasons why that is. And the first one being that technology has just overall become something. It's become one of our greatest creations and assets for especially making money. It's just an extreme thing that our parents never had, and an extreme device at our disposal that literally is like endless knowledge. Like, how could you not make money with endless knowledge, you know? Like a machine that literally gives you endless knowledge on any topic. And second of all, less and less people are taking action, and I don't know if that's a direct correlation to technology, but just overall, less and less people are taking action. Like, in a sense that less and less people are deciding they want to be great and just allowing themselves to rot away in their house and isolate and just not get out there in the world and just not want to, be better themselves or make a difference in the world, which is, sad to see, but at the same time, if you're somebody who is going after it, if you're somebody who wants to be great, if you're somebody who strives to be better than everybody else, then I have good news for you. It is way easier to do that in this generation than it has been in any other generation, for multiple reasons. First one I'll get into, being an extrovert is like a dead art now. Talking to somebody in the morning and saying like good morning to them, or saying how's it going, or like checking up on somebody, or being like, hey, like, are you, like, when you're on like out on a bus, you're like, are you sitting there, like, asking someone a question, like asking someone where to find like a particular thing in a store, just overall being just social is a lost art. It's like nobody is social anymore. Everybody has their phones, and overall they're like isolation, and they're DoorDash, and you can DoorDash anything now, like not just food, and like Uber, and like nobody has to really like communicate. There's online school, there's online college classes, there's online jobs. Like, you literally can work from home and never speak to another human being. If like you do, sorry, somebody is honking right now, and I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. But anyway, um, like you literally can like work a job where you don't even have to literally like be present in another person's life, and you can still get paid for the job that you're working. And I think that that's like insane, but that's the reality that we've now come to live in. And that is a big thing in my opinion. If you're somebody who can be extroverted and talk to people, and not just talk to people, anybody can talk to somebody. If you're somebody who has the gift of like getting other people to like you, or getting other people to follow you, or getting other people to like be like just overall moved by you as a person and relate to you and just want you around, that goes a long way, especially when it comes to like making money, because of the fact that like connections are everything. Obviously, when it comes to, well, not everything, but when it comes to being rich, dedication, work ethic, drive, stuff like that, it's huge. But connections are a big part. Connections are something that can make you a lot of money. Like, you could literally you could go right now and walk around the earth and try to make friends, and like one of the people you make friends with, like the odds of them being in like a good position, like a work or a good job, and like get you a good job, like the odds of that are not as high as or low as you think they are, or no, high as you think they are. Like, the odds of that are actually astronomically low. Like, if you meet enough people and get enough people to like you, chances are you'll be approached by somebody, eventually, if you're that popular and you're that good at talking to people and you do it that frequently, you'll be approached by somebody who's like, hey, I've noticed like you're really cool, like, I've seen you interact with people, I work this job, and this job has to do a lot with communication, and I think that you'd be a really good fit for this job. Like, that's not out of like, it's not like a mythical thing that you like that just doesn't happen. It happens to people who take action and are liked by other people. That's the main thing. Extrovertism is, I don't even know if that's a word, but being an extrovert is like, it's something that is just a lost art. And if you can master that, or have mastered that, bravo, because you're already way ahead of majority of the people in this generation of the world. Because most people are introverted to a point that I have never seen before. Like, they say that, like, in prison, social isolation is a cruel form of punishment because of the fact that being isolated from another person for, like, however many days is, like, it does something to your psyche. Like, it can really mess you up. And these people in the world are, like, literally free and they're choosing to isolate. That scares me. Now, let me bring you to my second reason why I think that being a great person, being one of the best, one of the elite, if you will, in this day and age is way easier. And that is because of the fact that people are just demotivated. Everybody would rather rot away and not do anything with their life and scroll on social media and not work out and not be healthy and not talk to people, which I just brought up, and not just be the best version of themselves they can be. Like, they just have given up. And it's like depression rates and just overall depression and like any sort of diagnosis that I've seen, especially because of the fact that people are now self-diagnosing themselves, like, has gone up astronomically. So, like, you have all these people who, like, are convinced that they have some sort of mental illness or disease, and that's the reason why they can't do certain things, so they're not going to try, and they're not going to, like, attempt because their disease, their mental illness, keeps them from attempting. That is so scary to me, but if you are somebody who just is like, that's not real and I'm gonna be the best and I'm gonna do it, then, like, that gives you an edge, because so many people have given up so young. Like, there are 16-year-olds out there who have decided that they're not gonna, like, work, they're gonna live in their parents' basement, they're gonna live in their parents' house forever, they're not gonna get it for themselves, they're just gonna live off their, like, there are people at, like, 16 years old now who are adopting that mindset. Like, that mindset is like a mindset of, like, a man going through a midlife crisis mindset, which is still bad. Yeah, it's not good. Like, a middle-aged man that would probably give up or concede to the world. But you're 16 and you're already throwing in the towel. You haven't even gotten a real job yet. You're still in high school and you're already throwing in the towel. Like, that is insanity to me. So, like, we're living in a time where demotivation is at an all-time high for many different reasons. I don't really care what the reasons are, whether it be mental illness, inability to do certain tasks, intelligence issues. I don't care what it is. The fact of the matter is, demotivation is at an all-time high. So if you're somebody who's motivated, not only motivated, but even if you're not motivated and disciplined enough to still do the work, even if you don't want to do it, congratulations, because that is a huge one. That's, like, right up there with being, that actually surpasses being an extrovert. If you're someone who's ready to put the work in and, like, do it and just block everyone and everything else out, then congratulations. And that brings me to my third point. It's ironic because as introverted and kept to themselves as everybody in this world is, people still care what other people think way too much, and people allow other people's thoughts to dictate their own life and dictate the decisions that they should be making for themselves. Everybody's on social media, everybody's watching these people, everybody's watching you in your head, apparently. And so therefore, everybody's walking on eggshells when it comes to making, posting, or really doing anything out of the ordinary, because everybody's afraid of being ostracized or cast out for being different, which is really dumb to me. But it's like, that's another reason why people aren't going to be successful. People aren't going to post themselves. Me making this video right now may sound like a contradiction of that, and because of the fact that I'm using a voice filter and the fact that I'm anonymous may, look like I'm being a hypocrite, but it's not that I'm afraid to, it's not that I'm doing it because I'm afraid of being judged. It's because of the fact that I have people in my life where if I am judged, it could, ruin my career, it could ruin, my entire life that I've built. And it has nothing to do, like, if I could show my face without any without losing my job potentially, or losing my just overall, like, life that I built, then I would show my face. Like, if I started from nothing and I had, like, nothing to worry about when it came to, like, the people in my life, then I would just show my face, because it has nothing to do with people judging me. People can judge me all they want. That's not a problem. It has to do with protecting what I've built already, And that's where a lot of you miss the point on. Like, a lot of you haven't really built anything in your life, and I'm sorry if that sounds like I'm attacking you, because if you took it as that, I guess you really aren't building anything in your life, so you can take it as that if you want to. Actually, I'm not sorry. But a lot of you haven't built anything in your life, and therefore you have nothing to protect, which seems like a bad thing to you. In reality, it's the best thing. Nobody knows you. No one knows you, no one cares about you, and nobody is watching you because they're not interested in you. So therefore, you have the opportunity right now to do anything and fail in, like, no spotlight. You can fail and no one will know because no one's paying attention to you. So if there was ever a time to fail and not get laughed at for failing, it is a time where no one knows you. Because of, and I'm not saying I'm the most famous person. I'm just saying there are people in my life who do know me, who would, you know, connect me to this channel and maybe not agree with my ideals or come at me because they don't agree with my ideals. I work with a lot of childish, and overall, I deal with a lot of childish and hot-tempered idiots. So it's just not worth the risk for me. But somebody who has nothing going for them, someone who has no friends, no social life, no work life, no anything like that, do this. Do this and show your face and be that. Don't be afraid to fail, because you literally have the winning lottery ticket in the fact that if you fail, no one will notice, and if you succeed, everyone will notice. It's like you literally have a winning lottery ticket and you're afraid to cash it in. Do it, you know? And back to what I was saying, everybody's so afraid of the world seeing them and judging them and being like, just overall cast out, that they aren't even willing to try. And if you are someone who's not afraid of that, and you're somebody who's like, I don't care what other people think of me, and I'm going to do this, and this is my dream and my thing, I'm going to go for it, then once again, congratulations, because that is something that most people in this generation see as a pipe dream. There are people in this generation who see that as like a characteristic only given to those who are in like fictional shows or like reality TV. They don't believe there are people in the world that actually just take life and grab it and like literally make like life bend to their will. They think that that's like a TV show like trait from a character. When in reality, like if you're someone who can go out there and do that, you're just so far ahead of the curve because other people can't even fathom taking control of their own life. Let me say that again. Other people cannot even fathom taking control of their own life. That's how far we've come in this demotivational state of people who would rather rot than do anything. And I think it's overall scary, but if you're somebody who has what it takes, if you know, and I'm not saying you think, if you know you have what it takes to be a mover and shaker, if you know that you're devoting your life to making sure your life is great and doing whatever you can to become that thing, then congratulations, because you were born at the right time. You were born in an existence where doing that is a lost art. Succeeding is a lost art, and you have the winning lottery ticket to succeed. So all I can say to you, if you are that person who's ready to succeed, is keep pushing forward, keep going, and just surpass everyone around you who refuses to take the opportunity that they also have in their hand but are too scared to take. Take that opportunity time and time again, not only for yourself, but to prove to those around you that they can do it too, and they're choosing not to.